Hello and welcome to today's lesson. I am Martin, one of your teachers at Kor, and today we're going to talk about exactly what is exactly what is a personal narrative and how do you write one. So let's get started. It is very important that you follow the instructions in this task. Make sure that you have read them, and make sure that you follow them and reread them when you think you're done, and make sure you haven't forgotten anything. There are instructions in Blueprint, your textbook, at page 242 and 2244. So make sure you follow them. And exactly what is a personal narrative? Well, it's something from your personal experience. That's where the personal comes from. And that's really something that it's a thing that you have been at, a place or a happening or event that you remember. And it should also mean something to you. And by meaning, it should be something more than just that was a fun experience. It should mean something on a deeper level, and it could be about just a lot of things. It could be about a certain situation. It could be about people that you got to learn people you met, and how you got to know them, and what they mean, who they are, what they mean to you. Maybe it was a loved one. Maybe it was the passing of a family member or anything else. And a certain happening, maybe it was the first time your father took you to the baseball game. It could be something like that, and what that meant to you. So let's move on. You should of course keep it interesting. That's if you follow something that means something to you, and it really does, then it's hard to not make it interesting. As long as you can focus on something that means something to you, it should be easier to keep it interesting. But if you're writing about that cheese sandwich you had for breakfast, it will not be interesting. So it has to be something a little bit less common, something important or out of the ordinary. Now, let's check your guidelines. The guidelines are that it should be written in first person point of view. That means that you are the narrator and the narrator is part of the story. Then I saw that someone opened the door, instead of then he saw that someone opened the door. Remember, you're telling the story and you're also part of the story. The narrator is the main character, you could say. And you should be writing in chronological order. You should use details. It should contain dialogue. You should leave an explanation or a suggestion to why it's important to you. And you shall have an interesting title. So, as I said, in first person point of view, you are telling a story. You are the narrator. Useful words to use in such a narrative is pronouns like I, my, me, we, our, us. Because if you and your friend are doing something in a story and you're leaving the room, you could just write we left the room instead of they left room, because that would imply that you weren't part of the group that left the room. And in that case, you were, and that's why pronouns are good when you're writing in a first person point of view. Also, you are no mind reader. You cannot know what others know or how they will act without you first telling what they do. You can't say he is angry. You can say I thought he was angry because of what he did. That's a completely different story. Instead of saying he was angry, that's a statement, and you're not sure because you are no mind reader and you are telling the story. So keep that separate. Let's move on to chronological order. What does that mean? Chronos is Greek for time, so it does something to do with time. And yes, you have probably guessed it. It's about writing your story in the order everything happened. So you start at the beginning and it ends in the end. You don't start with the end and then has a flashback to the beginning. Just imagine this timeline where time starts to the left and it flows on to the right where it ends. It should be simple. To the left it's the beginning, to the right is the end, in between there's a middle, and you can fit the story onto the timeline. So maybe here in the beginning you introduce what day it was and how you felt, and then something happened, and in the middle you were confused, but then a solution came, and in the end you were happy. That's following a timeline. Helpful words and phrases for ordering your timeline in a chronological order is first, later on, the next morning, in the end, and then. So if you start, of course, you should start with the first thing that's happened. But you can't just start on the next morning, I did this first. Then you're out of order then. So remember, keep it in chronological order. Think of the timeline, place all the events that you want to write about in your narrative on the timeline, and make sure you follow them. Okay? Nice. Details. You should be using details, and there are a lot of details to make your story seem more realistic. Like people. Put people into your story and who they are. What do they look like? What do they do? Things like this are important. Places as well are. You're not just standing at the school. What kind of school is it? Is it a wooden building? Is it a stone building? Is it made out of concrete? Is it large? Is it small? What's the time of the day? Is it raining? Is it sunshine? Is it foggy? Things like this are important to make or to create realism. Events, parties, happenings, plot twists. Remember these details. What is happening? What is going on? What are people in the story? What's the drive? What are they doing? Where are they going somewhere? Are they part of something? Something strange happening? That would be the plot twist. Focus on these things. And also dialogue. You must have dialogue in your story, and it's not really a setback because dialogue creates realism and drama. And you should use quotation marks and new lines for each speaker. I have provided an example here. "Hi," I said. "Hello," she answered. "Who are you?" "Nobody," I told her. "At least I used to be. Now I feel like someone else. Someone braver." Excuse my poor acting, but that was me trying to show you how the drama was created by having dialogue. Much more dramatic than they talk to each other. So that's why you should use dialogue, and also because it's required in this task. So now we're at explanation or suggestion. And of course, what you are explaining is why this situation, this experience is important to you. Exactly what does it mean for you? How come it wasn't just an ordinary day or situation? And what made this experience special? That's important. It's also part of the things that you have to have in your narrative, unless you will fail the task. And when you are done, you're going to check for a title. And the title is of course the name of your narrative. And it should be interesting and maybe foreshadowing. Foreshadowing is giving a hint of what's in the story. And that's why it's a good idea is to write or give the title after you've written the story, so you can have a nice fitting title that's maybe that maybe has the audience or the readers guessing what's going to happen or what is about. So they can look at it and see immediately if they're interested of this story or not. It should be captivating and specific. If you are going to write about, say, your an experience that is based on being in school, make sure the title tells of that, so that you don't leave one title or that you keep your title like school and then you write about an experience in school. Maybe it should be something more connected, like detention time. It says something. People can, it's foreshadowing. Detention. You got that in school, right? All right, yeah, we did. And then they can make conclusions about what this story takes place and things like that. That's why it should be specific. And also compare a nightmarish breakfast with breakfast. Breakfast, it's nothing but a word. It could be just about anything. Breakfast in Britain, breakfast in Sweden, breakfast, what about second breakfast? I have no idea, but a nightmarish breakfast is a breakfast that it was something out of the ordinary breakfast, something nightmarish happened. So the reader would probably assume that something bad happens during this breakfast. Now, that's a nice comparison. Now, before you send your narrative in, you are going to revise it and to make sure you have followed the guidelines and instructions. Check these things. Is order of events clear? Are there enough details? Did you use first-person point of view throughout the story? It should not change perspective. And have you explained why the experience is important to you? And the title, does it catch the reader's interest? And lastly, check your spelling, and for typos, they are everywhere, even though you've already checked, they're still there. So, check again. So, that was it for me. I wish you good luck on your assignment, and I hope you'll have fun. Bye.